Okay, so let's go over some trade site basics, I guess. First, we'll just go something pretty easy, uniques. So, put it in, the name. Don't have to fully fill it out, and you can click on it. Pressing enter should work as well. Yeah, to autofill it. And then we find what we need. Go in the forest. If we don't know what unique is, it's going to make it a lot harder. So, if you know like the general price of an item, that usually helps. So, we can go this and say like 66, and we know it's a unique body armor. So we can do, so you see all these options, but you just type in body, or even BDO, or BOD, I mean. And there you go. So that should narrow it down, and we know it's the evasion base. So if you know like basics like that, I guess that should make it easier to find. But then there are new bases, so like this Morior Victus, that's a new one, but again, we can also remove that. So we have empty rune sockets, so we know that has 4, so we can always bring it down to 2, and now we are down to reclaim the forest. These are all empty, so what it means is no one's put runes into them, and some of them have runes in them, so, but again, maybe that's how you would find the body armor, and then, you know, go back to just doing the basic search for that. And let's go over another search. Let's say you're looking for rings, because you want to fix your res, then we go that, and then we go max life, and then whatever resist you want. Let's say you need chaos. So chaos resistance, and you want a good amount of life, and you want a good amount of chaos resistance, and you'll find a lot of rings like that, right? 40, not too many. And then you have your price ranges, they go up and down, and pretty easy there. We'll go over an example of what I did though. So like I did crafting for myself kind of, and also for profit. What I did was this, my initial search, and then we did a second group, so changed that to count. And then we want to look for, let's say, we don't want bad implicits. So let's say you want a sapphire ring with like really well rolls or really good rolls, you would look for an implicit instead at that point, instead of explicits. So if you look for cold resistance as an explicit, then you would get, you know, you wouldn't get the perfect implicit ring. So these are different mods. This would be within the ring, and this would be the implicit outside, or above the ring, I guess. But yeah, anyways, we want high rolls, so put in like 28. We know the max is 30, but that'll be automatically filled there. And also, I was looking for multiple rings, so if you want a ruby ring, you would actually go for fire resistance as the implicit. And again, we want a high roll there. And we would just do count 1. You can do more than that, so let's say also we want chaos resistance. So let's say we want a perfect amethyst ring. We know that that one is 13 is the maximum, so we make that the minimum. And so we would look for a perfect chaos ring, or we can look for some high rolled implicit sapphire or ruby rings. And we do that search. A ton of them out there with over 100 life, and then pretty high roll implicits. And I would just buy these rings for 1x each. Fill up the suffixes with exalt slams, and then use chaos orb to get like a good res roll on them. So if you're looking to, I mean, I probably wouldn't do that now, but you know, a few days ago this was profitable because you turn one of these 1x rings into like a 5 to 7x ring or even more. Sometimes I sold them for 12. Let's do this trade real quick, I guess. And here's one of the rings I'm selling right now. Not really profitable now because of the cost of chaos rings, but, or sorry, not just the cost of chaos, because I was buying them at 3 to 1. I think they're down to 2 to 1 now, and then also there's so many rings out there that is really not worth trying to like do this type of crafting where you fill up the prefixes or the suffixes with exalt slams and then using chaos orb to make them better. And I didn't scroll down enough, but sometimes you would just see magic rings, so you can just make them all rare. And I would only buy rings with like 4 affixes or more, so these are all 3. I would ignore all these, and you would scroll down until you hit something with like this, like 6, and then you would only need a chaos orbit because it's full mods. So something like this I would just buy for 1x, and then you would just chaos orbit until it hits a resist in one of these mods. If it hits the life roll, it's dead, and I would stop crafting onto it. So that would take a hit on it, but it was pretty profitable in general to just do that for crafting a few days ago. And let's see, I'm leveling a Deadeye Ranger for Toxic Gas Ignite, or Gas Ignite, so we're looking for a bow while leveling. And Eventually I'm gonna need a new one because I'm using a unique one, and so like around level 30, so we would want to make around level 30 I'm gonna need a new bow. DPS wise, we could also search for physical DPS or elemental, but I think general DPS is probably good enough for going through the story. And we want like maybe 150, so I don't know what the damage numbers around level 30 are, so we just do 150, seems pretty high. And we get one result, but it's 30x. 100% not worth buying for leveling. So I'm level 37, but it takes 29 to use it, but definitely not worth using. So we can narrow it down or make it easier. So we go lower on this. And let's change our budget. We don't want to see something too high. Let's say 10x is the max of what we're willing to spend on a leveling bow. So we can do that. Get a ton of results, 257. So we can fix that by going down here and clicking on DPS. It will go from highest to lowest now. And this is the best bow on the market. And it only costs 5x. Or at least within our range. So we can pay 5x for something that's 9 DPS less instead of 30x. And we can scroll down and then 10x, 5x. So we can keep going down. So again, you can narrow it further by cost if you don't want to pay much. Maybe go down to even less. But for 5x for 141 DPS, seems pretty good for a leveling bow. Probably use that for a long time. Probably to like mid 50s, probably even. But yeah, something like that. I would search to find a better bow. Doing this search, I was able to snag one for pretty cheap. And then I think, no, okay. So we can also do bulk item search for currency. I don't think this is worth using for now. If you just go in game, just go once you get Alva in your hideout, or once you get a hideout or get access to Alva, use the currency exchange, and then you just find whatever you want for the most part. I'm not sure if there's anything different between here and the bulk currency, but I think it's better this way to just, just buy directly. You don't have to message anyone and then them not responding to you. You just get the instant trade. And also, if you you don't mind waiting, you can also buy things slightly cheaper than whatever is shown here. Let's say we're using Exalts to buy like Chaos Orbs. So Chaos Orbs here, we see they're about 1-to-1. So, and like I said, my crafting of using Chaos Orbs to reroll the rings, definitely not worth it now because it's basically spending an Exalt to reroll every time. I don't know what the new crafting thing is for using Chaos, but yeah, would not recommend that. But maybe if you don't want to, maybe you want to make buy what's it called? Get a little bit better on trading. You probably put like 105. Whoops. So instead of getting 101 Chaos Orbs, maybe you do 105. You gotta change it back though. It's a little bit annoying, but yeah. So maybe do something like this. It won't place the order, it won't go off right away, but if you really wanted to, save or gain an extra few chaos for your exalts, that's how you would do it. You might have to wait for it, but that's one way to, save a little bit of currency and get a little bit more. And then I think that should be about it. It's like if you know what you're looking for, there are definitely a lot of modifiers to restrict the search to get what you need, and not be flooded by results. So if we did the same bow search again and the DPS, we would still actually, would that one sell? No, I guess maybe the 30x bow sold, but yeah, you can pay 12x for like a 6 DPS more, or get this one for only 5x. So definitely worth doing some searching and using the filters to help find the best results for you.